Hi everybody, this is Todd Olthoff from toddolthoff.com coming back at you with another screencast. And this week we're going to talk about backups again, and we're going to talk more specifically about how to back up to Time Machine remotely. Now there's a lot of services out there that allow you to back up to the cloud, and so when you're out and about you can back up to a particular cloud service, and there are plenty of different online backups. But inside Mountain Lion Server you do have the opportunity to do your Time Machine backups remotely if you want to set that up. Meaning that when you're outside your network, your Time Machine backups will still happen for your remote computers. Now a couple of things to consider in doing this. I'm going to show you how to do this. I don't recommend it to use as one of your primary backups simply because network connections can be unreliable, and so you can have those things happen. Also you can have situations where your line isn't fast enough. It's going to take forever to back up, and so there's a lot of things that get in the way from doing this, but I want to show you that it is possible, and I want to show you how to set it up. So when you come onto your server application here, you can see you've got your Time Machine service here. And I've got Time Machine up and running, it's ready to go, and I've got my backups volume right here. And I just want to make sure that I remember what this backup volume is. And so now what I'm going to want to do is connect to my server on my remote machine. Now I happen to be on my laptop right now. I'm remoting into my computer. So I can do it right from here. If I just click on the desktop and go to a Finder window, click the Go menu, and say go connect to server, and then you type in your server's address, your AFP address that you've got there. Click connect. So now it's going to connect to my server here, and this pop-up window comes up here, and what I want to do is I want to connect to my backups folder here. So I'm going to say OK, and now it's going to connect to my backups, and as you can see I'm connected to my backups folder. Okay, that's come up and ready to go. And so now that I've got that set, I can just go ahead and put this down. And so now what I'm going to want to do is be able to connect my current Time Machine on my remote computer here to my backups folder that's sitting on my server. And so to do that, you want to go into System Preferences. So just come up here to System Preferences, and you're going to want to go into your Time Machine. And then from here what you do is you click Select Disk, and you can see it says I've got my available disks, I've got my backups disk right here from my server sitting right here, and so I can say use disk, and it's going to ask me for my login credentials to make that work, and so let me just put that in here. So now it's connecting to the Time Machine disk, and once it does that you'll start to see that the process will get started. It's going to take a little bit here to make that connect happen. Once it's connected I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, and here we are back in Time Machine, and you can see that it now has my server there ready for backups. It's going to start its initial backup in so many seconds. And what I'm going to do is just speed this up a little bit. Let me just come up here. I'm going to go to Time Machine and say backup now. And you can see what happens. It starts looking for the backup disk, and then it'll start preparing for backup. Now, like I told you, it is over the internet, so depending on your internet speeds, it could be very slow. It could take a long time to back up, especially your initial backup if you're backing that up off-site. I would recommend doing your backup in-house first and then setting this up for your remote backup to make that work for you. As you can see, it's still preparing the backup. That's going to take a little while. Now, one more thing that you might want to do in making sure that this works, I'm going to let that keep going there, is you might want to make sure that your backup disk always is mounted on your computer so that you don't have to remember that and then forget, and then your backups don't happen. So if you come here to Show All, and you go to your Users and Groups area here, and you go into your login items, and you can see here you've got all your different login items. You'll notice that your backups information is added right here. If you don't see that right here, what you'll want to do is pull up a Finder window like this. And as you can see, there's my backup disk mounted. And all you need to do then, I'm just going to move this over, is just drag this right into this window right here. And what will happen when you do that is it will automatically mount your backups drive when you log into your computer. And so that way you don't have to worry about remembering to mount it or not. It'll automatically mount on there for you. And then that way your Time Machine backups will run just like they normally would if you were in your home network. And they'll pause when you shut your laptop or when you leave and go to the next network and that sort of thing, just like normally happens with Time Machine. Now, let's see what it looks like over here. So let me just come back in here, let's go to Show All. Let's just look at Time Machine for a second. And as you can see, it's still preparing my backup. But what I can see, if I come back over to the server and I go into my backups, you can see right there now I've got my backup starting to prepare here. And it's adding the total size and that information, and it's pushing this information over the internet to get started with my backup. And like I said, it will be very slow. Take a long time to do it, especially your initial backup. But I wanted to show you that it is possible to use Time Machine over the internet. Again, just want to warn you that it's not the safest way to do it. Internet interruptions and things like that could cause backup corruption. Just want to warn you of that. But if you're looking for a way to try this out and you always wondered if it could happen, I just wanted to show you that that it could be done. Well, that's all I have for this week. I'll be back at you next week with another screencast to help you learn how to do more things with your Mac.